Hello, I'm Joyce Downing. Welcome to Northglenn Now. My guest today is Debbie Tuttle, Manager of Economic Development and Executive Director of NERA. Welcome, Debbie. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background?
Well, thank you, Mayor. I've been doing economic development for about 25 years, worked for Adams County Economic Development for about 17 and several years in Jefferson County, and then I did economic development which was technology-based and education-based. And about 5.5 years ago, I saw that Northglenn was looking for an economic development manager, and I said, I really want to do something in my own community, make a difference in my own community, and that's how I got here at Northglenn.
Well, I'm really glad you're with us, and thank you for that. Can you tell us a little bit about economic development and what it means?
Well, there's lots of definitions for economic development, but what it means to me is keeping and retaining the businesses that you already have. That's the most important thing, and I know it's the #1 priority for the City Council as well. They are the ones that create jobs. They're the ones that spend money in our community. They're the ones that are providing sales tax and use tax to our city that actually provides the services that our city's being able to provide. Everything from our police department to our parks and rec to our water and sewer. So economic development is all about creating a community that you'll be happy and glad to play, live, and work in your own community. Also, attracting new businesses here, which is also a big part of economic development. Again, creating jobs and creating wealth within our own community.
Okay, so specifically, tell us about Northglenn and how it affects Northglenn.
Well, economic development here in Northglenn is a little challenging at times, I'll be honest with you. We're landlocked, and so there's not a lot of opportunities for growth. So what we have to deal with is what we already have. So the existing buildings that are here, we virtually have no more land left with the exception of Carl's Farm. So how do we make a better community and do economic development that way? Well, you get creative. So pleased to say that the majority of all of our centers are leased, almost 100%, with the exception of the marketplace, which we'll be talking about, I'm sure, in future in this tape. But with that said, we're retaining our companies that are already here. Again, the most important thing. We want to make sure that our businesses that are here are successful. And so how we do that is by providing services to them that are specialized and very customer service related. And how I mean that is Northglenn is very small. We're not a big city, so that's a good thing because we can actually provide personalized services to each one of our businesses. We have a business retention and expansion committee where we actually go out and meet with our businesses one-on-one to find out what their concerns are and how that we can help them. We also have programs to help them, everything from marketing, lunch and learns, business after hours, grants. We also have a digital advertising billboard on I-25 and 104th that our businesses are able to actually advertise their businesses on at a fraction of the cost. So again, we're here to try to support them. And we're able to work with internally with all of our departments to actually pretty much handhold them through the process of getting started in business and then also be successful. I kind of call it the cradle to grave attitude. So we're here to support them from the beginning through the end.
Great. So if I was a new business coming to Northglenn, do I seek you out or do you seek them out? How does that work?
Sure. Well, businesses come to us in a lot of different ways. A lot of times businesses know to come to the Economic Development Department for help. A lot of times they come through their brokers or from developers. So when a business comes here, we're the one-stop shop. They should be starting with us, and then what we're going to do is kind of guide them through the process. We created a Start Your Own Business packet, and what it does is actually walk them through all of the departments with all the context that they'll need to actually do business. But again, being a small city, we're able to actually walk them over to the building department, introduce them to them, walk them over to the planning department and public works department so that they have a face that they'll be dealing with in the future. So our personalized and customized services, I think, are unique from other cities.
Okay. Tell me a little bit more about new businesses. I know that you reach out to them and that type of thing, but what kind of questions do they have? I mean, because you talked to me already about the process.
Sure. So. Well, it depends on what size they are.
Okay.
Northglenn is truly an entrepreneurial small business community. And so a lot of businesses are just starting. They're coming from their home and they're just starting to look for a storefront or an office building. So how do I find space? That's always a big one. Where do I go? How do I know how much space to get? Well, we have a real estate database that we can actually search for both office, industrial buildings, retail sites, and land. So we start with that process. Once we've identified some sites, we actually go and tour those sites with them and find out which ones are the best. Then it's, what do I do next? Some of them haven't even registered with the Secretary of State, so there's that whole process. So it depends on what level of expertise that they come in at, and how much hand-holding that we'll be able to help them with. Some of them, the small businesses who've never done it, we really do help them from the very beginning all the way to the grand opening and then afterward as well. Some of them are very sophisticated, have had businesses for a long time, and so then it's just a matter of getting them directed into the right departments where they need to be. But we also have a development review committee that we all get together, which I think is unique for the city of Northglenn, and that we bring the larger projects that are more complicated to a group every 2 weeks that has everybody there who's going to make a decision on their plans. So the fire department's there, the public works is there, economic development, the planning department, building department. We look at their plans and make sure that there's no hiccups while they're going forward. Our goal is to make it as streamlined and as quick as possible and as painless as possible to move into their new building.
Okay. So tell me, I know there's advantages to bringing a business to Northglenn. Can you tell me what they are?
Well, of course, I'm prejudiced. I think it's the best place to do business. But with that said, it's all about location, location, location. Northglenn is, you know, along I-25. It's centrally located. We have 2 interchanges at 104th and I-25. We have lower priced rents. So for people who are looking to lease, it's going to be lower than many of the areas that are surrounding us, and definitely from Denver. We have smaller spaces, which again, we're an entrepreneurial and a mecca for entrepreneurs and small businesses. So a lot of the other cities don't have a lot of the smaller spaces, 500 square feet, 1,000 square feet, so we can accommodate that. And again, I think that we have the best customer service to be able to help guide them from the beginning while they're starting up, as well as help them grow and help them be successful.
Well, you know, I'm always being asked the question, what's going on at the Northglenn Marketplace, or what's happening at the Huron Center? Is there anything new going on?
Economic development can be a little bit challenging at times, and there's always ebbs and flows with developments throughout the city. Marketplace, as we all know, of course, has had lots of their ups and downs and challenges over the years, originally with the Northglenn Mall, and then Jordan Perlmutter came back in, rebuilt the mall. Now it's 20 years old. It's over 20 years old. And of course, it's going to have its challenges with what I call the shiny pennies down the street. So if you go north, there's 4 new malls there. So the competition is there. So with Marketplace, we have seen some of our businesses close, some because the actual business closed, like Sports Authority and Borders, but others that have chosen other sites down the highway. But with that said, I'm pleased to say that we have a new owner that will be coming soon to the Marketplace. And when I say that, LNR there's 3 property owners at the Northglenn Marketplace, and LNR is the major holder of that. They have decided to sell the Marketplace, their portion of the Marketplace, and it is out on the open market right now. So we should actually know who the new owner is probably by June, July. Then we'll have a new person to be working with, and the goal will be to stabilize the center and to revitalize the center and make it something better than what it is right now. There's a lot of opportunities there. It's a great location, and we're looking forward to a new future for the Marketplace.
And Debbie, what about the Huron Center?
Well, I will tell you, in all my years of doing economic development, this has been the most challenging project that I have worked on. However, the good news is that we do hope to be able to sign agreements with the owner of the wings and the pad, which is Impala Capital, and Evergreen Development, which has purchased or will be purchasing the former Albertsons building from the Northglenn Urban Renewal Authority, and with NURA to actually do about a $6 million redevelopment project there. Our goal is it's going to be a major facelift new landscaping, new lighting, and some new tenants that will be coming in and filling the space in the former Albertsons building. So keep your fingers crossed, more to come on that. But it has been a challenging project and it's taken us a long time. Back in June of 2015, the City Council did give the Northglenn Urban Renewal Authority, after a year of working with Impala Capital, the authority to use condemnation. However, a lot of people don't understand there's a lot of steps that are involved in that process. One of which is, by state law, we do have to try to negotiate and work with that property owner, which we have been doing for the last year and a half. And again, we're pleased to say that we're almost to the finish line, and we hope to have a very good project at the end.
That's great. So can you tell me right now any new businesses coming in that you can talk about, and also about the area called the Carl's Farm?
Carl's Farm, sure. There's, as you've seen driving around, there's lots of new businesses coming in. Last year we had over 125 new businesses that came to Northglenn. We just recently did the ribbon cutting for IHOP, which is a great addition over at the marketplace. We're glad to have them there. And quite frankly, all of our major retail centers are almost 100% leased, which for the first time that I know of in Northglenn's history for a long, long time has that been the case. Malley Center, there's a new Imperium Event Center going in there, and the rest of the space is actually 100% leased. Washington Center East, which is where the Walgreens is over there. We just got a new Beltram's Meat Market there, which was the former Soup and Salad. We've got a new Hitbox, which is actually a fitness place going in the former KT Pawn, and then that center will be totally leased. And also where the former Albertsons was, now is the new Safeway, of course. And we have a new Salvation Army that's taken the big lots there. So again, that center is almost 100% leased. So there's not a lot of retail centers that are open. Our office vacancy rates are very, very low at about 4%. So again, we have space, but there's not a lot of retail space. Definitely there's no land to be building, with exception of Carl's Farm.
Well, thank you. You know, it really is good news that you're giving me. You're also the executive director of the Northglenn Urban Renewal Authority. Can you tell me just exactly what is NURA and what do they do and what role do they have with the city in economic development?
Sure. Well, the Urban Renewal, the Northglenn Urban Renewal Authority, is appointed board members by the mayor and, of course, approved by the city council. It was started back in 1990 when we were looking at redeveloping the original mall. The whole purpose of the Northglenn Urban Renewal Authority is to meet the goals and objectives of the city council and what they want on development, redevelopment, revitalization. Urban renewal authorities are there, their whole purpose is to eliminate blight. And so older areas of the cities and trying to upgrade them. So we work very closely with the Economic Development Department, all of the city council. It's pretty much hand in hand. More than 85% of all the commercial properties in Northglenn are located in the Urban Renewal Authority. So again, the majority of all the economic development that happens is an urban renewal area. So it's good that both positions, both mine serving as the economic development manager and the urban renewal executive director, go hand in hand.
Tell us about the new hospital in Northglenn, I believe it's called SCL, and the Webster Lake Promenade.
Sure, what a great advantage that we've had over the last 5 years and some new development that's occurred in Northglenn. As you recall, the City of Northglenn and Urban Renewal area, they actually leveled the little strip mall and Heidi's restaurant that was at 120th and Community Center Drive back 10 years ago. No new development has happened since then. But then about 5 years ago when I first came here, we went out and actually sought out developers who would potentially like to redevelop not just where Webster Lake Promenade is right now, which is about it's about 10 acres, but the whole 20 acres was how we originally had gone out for. At the time, we evaluated what kinds of uses could go in there, what would the market bear, what would be successful at that site. And we chose Hawkins Development to be our master developer there. And they built, as you know, about 17 restaurants over there and some office space as well as some services. Highly, highly successful. What that did was it spurred additional growth. And if you go up Community Center Drive, Carrick Bend came. Carrick Bend with 220 apartments, new residents in here, eating at the restaurants and shopping here in our area. So it was pretty much spurred by the Webster Lake Promenade. They saw the energy, the synergy that was going on there. And then SEL came in and they were looking for a site, a 6-acre site, and the city of Northglenn sold them the 6 acres across the street from Webster Lake Promenade. And that is a hospital. It has 8 beds, inpatient, 8 outpatient, but this is their flagship hospital. There's about 24 of them nationwide, and this one has 3 floors, which is different than the other hospitals that they've built. The first level is emergency and physicians and inpatient care. The second floor is outpatient care, diagnostics, x-rays, specialty services. And then the third floor, which is different than the other hospitals, actually have the physicians there. So the doctors are there, they can do all of their x-rays and diagnostics tests on the second floor, and if needed, keep them overnight. So it's a great addition to our community, and between Webster Lake Promenade and the new hospital, hundreds of jobs were created there, and has really repositioned Northglenn to be a destination location on that corner of 120th and Community Center Drive.
That's great. That is great. So, and then they can walk right across the street and eat at one of our restaurants too.
And also visit our wonderful park.
That's true. That's very true. So in closing, what would you tell a business that's considering coming to Northglenn?
Well, I would tell them that when they come here, they're going to be welcomed. Our city council, our staff, everybody is pro-business. Our whole goal is to make them successful, and they'll feel that as soon as they walk through that door. Our customer service is exceptional. I can tell you, I've worked in this industry for a really long time, and to be able to have somebody, a face in each one of the departments that knows that they're going to be there to help you and support you, not when you first start your business, but also when you're in the middle of your business and you're looking at expanding, we're going to be there to help you grow to that next level, as well as the next level after that. And we have an incredible business community, and they all stick together. And the one thing that is truly great is, you know, we have created a business community, and people do business within other businesses. So B2B is happening every single day within our community. And again, I think the fact that where we're located, our pro-business attitude, and how we can streamline their process to be successful is why somebody should move here.
Thank you, Debbie, for coming today and telling us more about economic development. This is why you're so successful in Northglenn. And thank you for watching Northglenn Now. For more information, visit our website, www.northglenn.org/ed.